It's 12:01 a.m. here at the Dolphin House. Welcome, Midnight Mystics. Whether you're a long-standing listener or a nocturnal newbie, whether you're joining us by land, sea, air, Stargate, or etherically. We love our etheric listeners, actually. Porsha just ran our podcast demographic stats for season 1 thus far, and 88% of our listeners are etheric. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's not good for sponsorship, like ad placement, because etherics don't buy shit, but it is awesome for vibes. And if you fellow podcasters want higher vibes on your shows, you gotta appeal to the etheric off-planet listeners. That really elevates the vibration. And if you're wondering, the other 12% was like a combination of geeks, freaks, fairies, fauna, flowers, all kinds of flowers. And Mars got so psyched that we have flower listeners that he wanted to dedicate this whole episode to the flowers because he says they just keep blooming no matter how sucky people get. And it's a good point. I mean, we're here bickering over seed oils and glucose spikes, and meanwhile, those flowers, bloom, bloom, bloom. Eternally enthusiastic. I mean, have you ever seen a flower not try? They don't even need business coaches or self-help stuff. They just do it. Pre-Nike, the flowers were just doing it. So on behalf of Mars, Porsha, Miami the Dolphin, and your host, that's me, Kimmy K, we welcome you to tonight's show, which will henceforth be known as the Hump episode. That's right. We're smack dab in the middle of season 1, so we will discuss, among other things, humpback whales and dating in Los Angeles. And on that note, great timing, Mars, who's now using the litter box. That's all we're saying about the Lakers. Grab your flower-powered dream journals and your Nikes, and let's just do it. This is Dolphins at Midnight, episode 4. Okay, listeners, it's cat chat time before our dream caller rings us on the cat phone. As I mentioned, we're halfway through season 1, and this has us in a very reflective state here at the Dolphin House. Like, we've really come far with our little podcast, and Porsha and Mars just want to thank you all for your support. And this leads us to our first cat chat update. Yesterday was a very big day here. The cats received their first piece of fan mail, like physical mail, which they were so psyched about. And the problem was it was a treat, like a thing that you can eat. And it seemed like it was for humans, but it was addressed to the cats specifically. So we didn't really know what to do. And it caused a little bit of, like, honestly, things got a little weird around the Dolphin House. So we have put our official fan mail address on dolphinsatmidnight.com along with some instructions, just asking that if you do send us something, please indicate if it's to be eaten by humans or cats, if it contains plant medicine, in parentheses, drugs, or if we're just supposed to play with it with our paws and or hands. Second update is from Mars. He is feeling a little weighted down about the accumulating dream symbols that have appeared on the show, but we haven't necessarily had the time or the in-the-moment wisdom to decode them. For example, the mutilated sea turtle and the woman with the red hair and the therapist under the tree by the ocean. So Mars has this idea. He's been messing around on GarageBand lately, and he wants to make a rap song of all the lingering dream symbols. So he's working on that now, and he says that he'll have it done for the season 1 finale. His stage name is MC Mars Bar. And under that name, he's also designing new merch for the website, which he promises will rival the ranks of Supreme. Update from Porsha. This is more serious and a little bit spicy. She is disappointed, in parentheses, offended, that some listeners have been DMing us asking if the dreams on the show are real. And Porsha says this, quote, "We do not have time or interest in fake dreams. The chance of a human making up a real dream is as likely as a human being able to draw a real tree. You think you can do it, but try even one leaf, and it's obvious that you have no capacity to depict the vast field of consciousness which expresses itself by means of chaos, bending into the infinite rules of your perceptual existence." Unquote. Thank you, Porsha. So in a nutshell, the dreams shared here are real, unscripted, and obviously we take the dreaming business seriously. Update from Miami the Dolphin, shorter and sweeter. She says, no matter what's happening in your life, remember that the humpback whales have been swimming and singing for 888,000 years, and that they're rooting for you. Last, this is a big topic all over the internet, and you've probably been wondering, where do we stand on this divisive issue? The issue is Stargates. Whether or not there are Stargates at the bottom of the ocean, and if there are, then whether or not the dolphins and the whales are exiting Earth slowly, steadily, secretly, to find a more inhabitable, in parentheses, not insane planet. This is our official Dolphins at Midnight statement on the subject, typed by Mars, dictated by Porsha. So just be a little lenient, listeners. They wanted me to read it to you verbatim, and they just put this on my desk before we started the show, so hot off the press. Attention. We beings at our Dolphin House place have no third-partying ecologist evidence to determine where we sleep on this biggie issue of Earth Stargate formation possibility. And we love that our big loving friends, the ocean whales and poetry dolphins, and believe they go through the gates if they want to. And if they could, we would try too, for fun and see. Love yours, Porsha always loves Mars. There you have it, friends. The hump update from the Dolphin House. And thank God we have run out of cat chat time. No minutes left to talk about LA dating or the LA Lakers.
Please remain on the line as we value your call.
Okay, it's that time. We open up the Stargate and we ask that a real human dream be sent right through it. Brave dreamcaller, if you're out there on Earth, please give us a ring on the cat phone. Hello, dreamer. Welcome to Dolphins at Midnight.
Hello.
You will be henceforth known as Dreamcaller number 4, and although your identity will remain secret, will you please tell us what location you're calling from tonight?
Yes, I'm calling from Ojai, California.
Ojai, California. Can you tell us a little bit about Ojai?
Yeah, so it's called the Valley of the Moon, and it is a very spacious and slow place. It's also quite boring socially.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I'm assuming you're a drive away from the ocean, or the dolphins are.
Yes, very close, about 20-minute drive down to the ocean, to the Pacific.
And what's the last time you encountered the dolphins at the ocean?
Like around 2 months ago when I was down there. There's a particular place that I'll go and drive and then sometimes just like sit in my car. And I've seen dolphins there in that particular area many times, actually, over the years.
Okay, great. So you have your dolphin crew.
Yes.
And I want to offer you just a few tips on sharing your dream with us. And first, thank you for calling in so late and being willing to tell your dream story. So, number one, please speak your dream like it's a story in the present tense. For example, I'm walking to Taco Bell, or I'm holding a purple kitten. Second, just let the dream speak for itself. There's no need to explain what you think of it or what you think the symbols mean. And then last, when you're finished, please indicate the completion of the dream with the phrase, I am complete. Those 3 words are kind of like a magic dream code, and it creates this chain response between myself, the cats, and the dolphins. And we'll all know that your dream has officially been spoken, and the dream mirroring can begin. Do you have all that?
Yes, great.
Okay, so let us begin. Dream caller number 4, please share with us your dream.
I am on the stage rehearsing dance, and my dance partner is my current partner's son in the dream. And we are learning this choreography, and I am feeling really frustrated and challenged, and am kind of turning towards him again and again, like, are you gonna do this better so I can follow you? And that's not happening. And I'm feeling this kind of swirl of just frustration and confusion. And then we take a break, go outside, and enter into a field where there's a lot of other people, dancers, movers, but it's very kind of spread out and vast. I'm having a conversation with him, and I'm inquiring, I want you to lead so I can follow you. I fucking hate choreography. I hate trying to get the steps right. This is not my thing. Can you help me? And there's not a clear response back from my dance partner. We go back inside, and the person who was guiding us was giving out bowls of popcorn. And then there was a bowl, and in the bowl, it was just kernels. Like, no, they weren't popped. They were unpopped. And there's a Bjork song playing, and I can't remember what it was in this moment. And we go back in. It's like time to do the performance. There's maybe about 5 people in the audience. I was in the audience then, and I was watching myself. As I was watching myself on the stage, I was crawling, and I had like a long black dress on, and I was crawling away from the audience and would turn around, and I'm seeing myself turn around, and my face is changing every time that I'm turning around and looking back at myself. Like, one of them is scary, and then it kind of became more and more comical as the turns happened. Like, at first it was like more of a startling image, and then it softened and became funny. And then I kind of flashed into being inside this red pickup truck in the passenger seat. I'm in the passenger seat. We're just driving down the road, and the window's open, and there's like a lot of wind, and I'm complete.
Dream caller number 4, we hear your dream, and we thank you for sharing it. So many details and layers, so bravo to your dream remembering and your courage to share. We're going to start with some questions from the cats, just clarifying questions. We'll go to Mars first. He's pretty fixated on 2 aspects of the dream. He wants to know, if you had to guess, and just first thought, best thought, who is driving the red pickup truck?
My dad is the first thing that comes to my mind.
And just for confirmation's sake, it seems like that part of the dream feels very free and good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He's also preoccupied about this popcorn scene. He wants to know, if you had to guess, how could you get the popcorn to be popped?
The first thing that comes to my mind is blinking my eyes in the dream.
Like a lucid moment within the dream.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you've had those moments before where you're able to like shift the reality of the dream by a subtle awareness, and such as like blinking your eyes or doing a certain action.
Yeah, never pop in popcorn though, so not confirmed.
Mars says you can definitely do it. I mean, that's why he was asking. He was like, I know this dream caller knows how to pop that popcorn. And the thing is, he fully believes that that popcorn in that bowl needs to be popped. Because the pleasure of eating it, especially after the performance, you know, the entirety of the performance that we go through in the dream, is a very important celebration and conclusion of the phases of the self that are worked through in the opening scenes of the dream. So is there anything that you might be able to do in the waking world that could be sort of a stand-in for the popcorn popping, eye blinking?
As a celebration.
Yeah, you could be or could not be listening to Bjork. I mean, you don't have to be, but it's an option.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And eating popcorn at the same time. I mean, that would be like a very enjoyable, particularly like popcorn with nutritional yeast, listening to Bjork. I mean, that would be,
while blinking.
That would be enjoyable. While blinking.
Yeah, excessive blinking. It's basically like self-inducing a psychedelic experience.
I can definitely get into that.
Okay, I think that's all from Mars. Porsha is more...
Thanks, Mars.
He really likes this dream, by the way. He says it's all about getting to that truck. No matter what you have to do, we got to get to that truck.
Love that.
He's so into dream mashup too. There might be an option to bring the popcorn and Bjork into the red truck. And as long as you're the passenger doing the blinking and someone else is driving, then, you know, there's no safety issue with all the blinking.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so we'll shift now to Porsha. She's wondering about this phrase, I hate trying to get the steps right. And she's just sensing a lot of pressure around that, and if there's something that you could do to alleviate that pressure of getting the steps right in the dance. Yeah, there's something interesting going on with the stage scene and the dance, and then we move to this vast field with these other dancers. And we also move from our companion partner being this younger boy, right? A son. So there's an age discrepancy there. And then at the end of the dream, you're in the truck with the father. So Porsha really wants to find that Goldilocks partner that's like not too young, not too old, but just right. That can hold that space of not getting the steps right and be in that vast field. She's just wishing that vision for you, and that perhaps that can be a deepening of your prayer.
Love that.
She also wants to know about this black dress that you're crawling in when you see all of the changing faces of the self. Did you have any feelings about yourself when you're watching yourself in that black dress? Do you like it, not like it?
Yeah. I liked it. Like, I was like, yeah.
Is that a dress you have or have worn?
No. Actually, yeah. And you know what? I do have it exactly. No, I do. I'm just remembering, and I can't find it. And it's a dress that I have worn a lot over the years. It's like my favorite dress, and I've been missing. Like, I've been looking for it.
Well, the dream prayer from Porsha is that you find that dress and that you put it on, and experience yourself as if you're watching yourself with all of your many faces. You can do this even in the mirror as a kind of performance. She also wants to just draw attention to one last thing in the dream, how you transition from that chaotic stage scene that's frustrating and challenging and disappointing on all these levels. How you transition from that into that field is by the phrase, "We take a break." She wants you to remember that the break is always healing, time as healing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all that the cats have.
Thanks, Porsha.
And now we're going to transition to the dolphins. So for this part of the dreaming, when the dolphins offer their mirror, you can just lay back and close your eyes and take it in, almost like a secondary dream or blessing in and of itself. Dream caller number 4. We are the dolphins. We hear your dream, and we offer you our dreaming mirror. It's so delicate, these moments of transition from the stage to the field, to the audience, to the vehicle. All of these places you humans roam without awareness of how different they are and how they affect the heart. Please write this list on a piece of paper. The stage, the field, the audience, the truck. Contemplate who is the you in each of these spaces, and keep extending your love to you in every one of them. You are extraordinary with and without the black dress. There's one more thing, dreamer. The song is significant. The fire that pops the kernels into their final delicious form is also significant. Tend to the fire, tend to the song, as you are known to do, and the blessings of the open window comes your way. Visit us at the ocean, my dear one, and please send us your prayer. Blessings to you. We are the dolphins, and we are complete. Dream caller number 4. That was a very deep dive, and that wraps the dream call portion of the show tonight. I want to thank you and commend you on your dream remembering practice. It's a real inspiration to our listeners to be able to dream recall with such detail. Blessings to the dreamer and to the dream until next time.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, listeners, that was quite a dream. We are just going to go make dream caller popcorn here at the Dolphin House and turn on Bjork. And you know a Bjork outro is coming, so just buckle up for that. Of note is the ability that the dream caller spoke of blinking the eyes and making something change in the dream. Even if she couldn't quite do it yet, it's just that sensation or possibility. That's very high caliber dreaming. I don't know if any of you out there have had these moments where you can consciously shift something that's occurring in the dream state, but it's very extraordinary. I actually had a dream last night that I'm trying to open my eyes. It's a party dream. My sister and I are walking, trying to get to a party, but I'm so high. Like I've partied too much before the party. And I get really frustrated about how f***ed up I am. And so I just lay down on the sidewalk and I say to my sister, have you ever been so high that you can't even open your eyelids? And that's the end of the dream. But back to the closing scene of the dreamcaller's vision, the red truck with the windows down. And red could mean anything for different dreamers, but it is known in alchemy and in other symbolic lineages to represent that life force, that desire and vitality, that which is awakening. And I think we all felt that freedom in the dreamcaller's voice when she was in that scene. Just that openness of the road and someone we love driving. So we'll end with that vision that next time, whatever realm that you're in, imaginal or literal, on the highway, on earth, or etheric, we can't forget about our etheric listeners, that we can roll down the windows and enjoy the company and the presence of the person that's in the vehicle with us. It is in these small moments that we stitch together a symbolic life. Meanwhile, Mars is adding the following symbols to his rap song snippets list, coming in the season 1 finale: nutritional yeast, sidewalks, and eyelids. Blessings to all of you, to those here, the Insomniac crew at the Dolphin House. Blessings to the many faces of the self, and to all the partners that we attempt to dance with in this life. We love you, listeners. We will see you next time at midnight. Dolphins at midnight.